Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to an episode of Greatlocs. I'm Gunther the Great, and today I'm not only going to be showing you and talking about wicks dreadlocks, but I'm going to show you guys ways you can actually get wicks yourself. For those of you who do not know what wicks dreadlocks are, they are essentially thick dreadlocks. So if you've ever seen anybody who has really thick dreadlocks, you know, not just normal sized or regular size that you'd see like, you know, an inch in diameter or anything around there, they're really thick. One celebrity that we have seen with wicks is Kodak Black. I'm not sure if he has them now, but I know he had wicks before. And that style is based around the area that he's from, and that is kind of the southern area or Florida. So you guys seen Kodak Black with wicks, and you've seen other people with wicks. Now, how exactly do you get this style of dreadlock? Now, just to bring some clarity, wicks are not congos. Congos are two or more dreadlocks combined at the roots, therefore creating a congo. So if you or anybody else that you've seen has, you know, a thick dreadlock at the base, but there's like fingers, or not fingers, but your dreadlocks are like fingers at the tips, but like I said, it is thick and combined at the roots, that's what a congo is. A wick is just a thick dreadlock all the way through continuously. But can you get wicks if you already have dreadlocks, or do you have to start them all over? The answer is that you can get wicks either if you're starting them out or with dreadlocks already. Say you have inch diameter dreadlocks or pinky diameter dreadlocks, then you can get wicks. Or if you have any size dreadlocks, you can get wicks. If you have congos, you can create that congo into a wick. And there's some ways that you can do that. There is, I would say, the #1 way, which would be using rubber bands or tying them off. What's interesting is that's more of a frowned upon way of actually creating wicks, and I'm not exactly sure why, but maybe you guys can bring some clarity down below if you're from Florida or if you have wicks. And if you understand why using rubber bands is more frowned upon, you can use hair ties, you can use rubber bands. It's a very easy way of actually getting wicks, is just using a rubber band. And I've actually used rubber bands before to create a congo on my first set of dreadlocks. I created 2 congos with using rubber bands, and it's very easy to do. All you do is wrap 2 or more dreadlocks, and I would recommend, if you're doing wicks, you'd probably want to wrap like maybe 4 or more, because you want to create a thick dreadlock look. And if you're creating that thick dreadlock, you want to use quite a bit of dreadlocks, depending on the size of your dreadlocks already. And obviously, if you're starting out just from scratch and you don't have dreadlocks yet, then you just create larger sections. And I'm talking about maybe like 3x3 sections versus 1x1. And what I mean by that is, instead of creating a section for one dreadlock, use that size that you want to create one dreadlock with and multiply it by 3 or 4, and then create a dreadlock with that section. And that is if you don't have dreadlocks yet. But if you do have dreadlocks already, I would revert back to what I said, using 4 or more dreadlocks to create that wig. Now, how long does it take if you're using rubber bands in order to create wicks? I remember I put rubber bands in my dreadlocks. I created a 5-head congo, and I put just rubber bands. I think I used 3 rubber bands at the root and all throughout the length of those dreadlocks, tying them all together. I had that in for a week, and literally it started congoing within a week, and it locked up completely in a month. So it really doesn't take that much amount of time, especially with them being all close together. When the hair grows out, the roots all grow out together, and those roots are going to combine all together. And it just starts at the root and then works towards the tip. And I can say that the toughest part to pull in is going to be the tips, because that's the most mature part. And the least mature is always the roots, and that's a little easier to maintain into a wig. But guys, like I said, it literally takes only a month to make this happen. So if you were to put rubber bands from the base of those linked dreadlocks all the way to the tip of those linked dreadlocks, then that would be a wig really quickly. It only takes, like I said, about a month. You can leave it in for 2 months if you would like, but it's gonna lock up really fast. Now, how do you do it without using rubber bands? This is actually the method that I would recommend, because it's more of an instant method, and you can go to a loctician to have this done, or you can purchase the tools necessary, which makes it easier for yourself and on your wallet. Now, if you were to go to a loctician, you're spending anywhere from $100 to maybe even sometimes $1,000 on a session of creating the wicks. And obviously that's depending on who you go to, but if you were to just go to greatlocs.com and pick up a crochet needle, that's the tool you're gonna need, because that's the tool that they're gonna use at a loctician with creating your wicks, because all you're essentially doing is putting, obviously, how many of your dreadlocks you wanna combine, put them together, and you pull them together with using the crochet needle. And it's essentially like creating a dreadlock, but you're doing it with multiple dreadlocks. So take, for instance, your single hair or your hair outside of dreadlocks. So if you take a section of hair that isn't locked up yet, and then you crochet hook it together, and then it becomes a lock, that's essentially what you're doing if you're taking a section of dreadlocks and then locking them all together and creating a wig. It's almost like going Super Saiyan. You know, there's different phases. And the cool thing about using a crochet needle is that you can actually do it with hair that isn't locked up yet. So you just create a large section, and then you lock that hair all together using the crochet needle. And for all of you who do not know, there is a crochet needling tutorial down below. And it's really simple. After you learn how to do it, I mean, you're gonna save a lot of money, you're gonna save a lot of time, and you're gonna get these instantly. And I'll remind you guys again that I actually did a full head of dreadlocks on someone in under 5 hours. And those were mature dreadlocks. They can wash them, do whatever they want with them, style them in literally just 5 hours. So you can see how wicks are actually very simple to create. All you have to know is really how to do it. And now that you know how to do it, you can do it yourself. So with that being said, and with the circumstances that the world is facing right now with the whole COVID-19 pandemic, it's easier to do these things on your own. That's why I encourage everyone to go and purchase tools necessary in order to do this stuff yourself. So first off, you're staying safe, staying at home, and another important thing is you're saving yourself some money. So you can go to greatlocs.com, or you can click the link down below and it'll send you to a page where you can purchase yourself a crochet needle. And I'm telling you, this is the #1 hands down tool that you're gonna need for your dreadlocks, no matter what style you wanna get. If you have straight hair, curly hair, whatever you have, this is for you, because you can get wicks with it, you can get normal dreadlocks with it, you can style your hair with it. There's so much you can do with just a crochet needle. So I'm linking that down below, and that is by far, I'm pretty sure, the most dominant way people are actually getting wicks is using the crochet needle to pull in a lot of dreadlocks together. And that's what locticians are doing, and I don't think they're telling people, they're just showing the transformations of the people that they're putting wicks on. So if you guys do click the link down below and go to greatlocs.com and purchase yourself a crochet needle, you're gonna be saving some money because there is a sale going on right now. So make sure to click the link down below. But I really do hope this video helped you guys out and gave you guys some more clarity on wicks and what they are, and it helps you to understand how they got them or why they have them. Like I said, it is more of a Florida style or more of a Southern style, and that's where it's most popular. And I do want to remind you that wicks are not Congos. They are two separate things and they're two different styles, but they all can be accomplished with using a crochet needle. And of course you can use rubber bands, but if you want to speed up the process, use a crochet needle. That's a little recap for today's video. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.